Akali has terrorized Summoner's Rift for over a decade.
Does not ball target, Ning goes in! Finally gets one, but Showmaker gets an instant reply. Now the Shy gets blown up by Showmaker, who is putting on a show. Rookie has no mana, triple for Showmaker.
She's meant to be broken if you're good and useless if you suck.
Fantastic grand entrance to come through, but the Kalista already taken down. Can they still win the fight is the question. Of course, the answer from Lava is absolutely yes. It's a quadra kill. Can it be the Penta for Lava? Back-to-back games with a phenomenal performance. And yes, they will be able to give it to him. The celebration, as that's the pentakill in our first match.
Mark acquired.
But when Riot buffs her like every new champion they release, it ruins the skill cap of the game.
But the shot doesn't kill it. Where is Steve? No way!
Some champs get nerfed so hard that they never see play again. But somehow, Akali survived.
Without question.
Alright folks, before we get into the video, I just want to make sure that you're all subbed to the channel, and if you aren't subbed already, please hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications. It really does help. Anyway, for a lot of players, Akali has always been broken, but that's not exactly telling the whole story. She was released back in Season 1 on May 11th, 2010 as one of the first assassins in the game. She was designed as a high-skill champion who could suddenly ambush opponents and kill them quickly. If she messed up, she died, rewarding only the best players. And the ability that truly emphasized that was her ult, Shadow Dance. It was one of the only long-range movement abilities in the game at the time, which made her one of the flashiest characters to play.
Yeah, Juke, and she's going.
Wow, that is West Rice on his game right there. You can hear the crowd loving every second of it. Alistar, however, right on his heels. There comes the clairvoyance. Oh, able to dodge past again.
Once the initial hype died down though, Akali ran into some problems. Her pick rate and rank plummeted to only 4% worldwide, and with a win rate of only 45% in June 2011, Riot needed to do something to keep one of League's original assassins in the mix. The biggest area of concern was Akali's Twilight Shroud ability. See, it was intended to allow you to outplay opponents and get out of sticky situations. The problem was that Twilight Shroud was rendered completely useless the second anyone put a pink ward near it. Riot spent the next couple of years buffing Akali. Her passive was now always active, without the use of any runes or masteries, and Twilight Shroud provided vision wherever it was placed. Around the same time, pink wards were nerfed, which only helped buff Akali even more.
Unfortunate for Quas. Oh my gosh, Boy going in on Man Cloud. That is a scenario of a longtime champion being played new. There's the assault battery coming in. The ball breaker can still pop him up, but wow, Boy is just getting fed right now.
After these changes, some pros began picking the newly buffed Akali, and at Worlds 2014, the eventual winners, Samsung White, showed everyone just how strong she'd become.
He's trying to find what he can. Death gets hit up. There's no peel for him. Chain of Corruption did go out, but as soon as Looper is let out of that prison, he is just knocking down the walls and finding more kills. A double for him. Another ace for Samsung White.
Going into Season 5, people were worried that Akali was no longer an assassin that rewarded good mechanics. Instead, it seemed like she was overpowered and way too easy to play. So Riot decided to nerf her. But they didn't just nerf her. They killed her. Patch 5.2 removed the bonus damage from her Crescent Slash and Mark of the Assassin combo and reduced the range of her ult. After these changes, both her pick rate and win rate tanked, and almost overnight, Akali became irrelevant. Over the next couple of years, Riot tried tweaking her over and over, but they just couldn't seem to get it right. They even changed some of her core abilities, but still, outside of dedicated Akali mains, nobody really cared to play her. The problem was that plenty of stronger, flashier assassins had come out since Akali was first released. So Riot had to do something big to make her relevant again, which is why she got a huge rework in 2018.
What I tell ya, 8 dashes, true, I called it. Go find the vault. I called it. True invisibility, I said that. And 1,000,000 dashes with insane burst. What'd I say? I told you. Stupid shit.
Players were excited and optimistic that Akali might finally be a viable pick again. But when she hit the PBE server in July 2018, some players, like LS, voiced their concerns.
I mean, her kit is busted. I think the Q looks overly busted, the W looks overly busted. Have to know exactly what the ratios are for the R and the E. Passive looks nuts as well. It just seems like we're getting another Aurelia very, very, very soon.
She was quickly picked up by everybody in solo queue, but when she finally made her appearance in pro play, that's when things got really out of hand.
A little bit of what you expect as Finn tries to push away Jenkins. Gets the stealth under the turret, stays alive at 120 HP, ults in! Oh my word!
Akali was one of League's long-forgotten original champions, but now she was just as broken as some of Riot's recent releases.
He's going 1v4. Lava's going to be the first one to go down. Flashes out. Onion is going to be tagged up, but no backflip going to be reactivated. And Chovy, the 2-for-0 1v4.
It seemed that every new champion terrorized the game the moment they launched. And since Akali was always meant to be the kind of hard-to-play champion you worked your way up to, it kind of ruined the point if you could just pick her up and get a free penta under tower.
If IG tries to continue the fight, they are going to be 4 versus 5, but the shot goes a killing spree. Where is Steve found? No way!
And even though she was completely busted, Riot continued to push their beloved assassin on everyone. KDA became increasingly popular when the skins launched in the game. Akali was more than just a League of Legends champion now. She was a pop culture icon. But with her immense popularity came increased scrutiny. If every new player was suddenly popping off on Akali, it wasn't going to be great for the game. Over time, Riot slowly started implementing nerfs to try to balance her, but nothing really seemed to work. They removed the heal from her Q, her W no longer kept her safe from turrets, and to top it all off, they even removed the micro stun from her ultimate. But despite all these nerfs, she was still being played by some of the world's best players. Because even with some of her numbers tweaked, top players could still be rewarded for their raw mechanical skill.
Exile is killed by Perks, but Yakos is taken down by Cajal. Caps is running amok. There's already a kill for Kasing. Now Caps has found 1, he's found 2. He's turning. Cajal manages to kill Mickey. Everybody's dying! But it's Caps and Wonder. They may be able to finish this one out. Cajal is going to get popped, blown up. This should be the game. Expect is starting to back away. It's up to Caps and Wonder to push through Expect. Expect the man that started the fight, the man that might be standing when the fight is ended. It is all on Caps. The big roster move that made G2 Esports the super team.
No matter what Riot did to her, Akali stayed relevant because she's the ultimate skill expression champion. She's one of the hardest characters to play at a high level, so after her rework, she was pretty much always viable in the right hands. But the same can be said for most new or reworked champions. Nearly all of them are busted at release, get nerfed a couple of times, and maybe even get a small buff before the next champion comes out and the cycle repeats. But can we really blame Riot? Sure, they receive plenty of flack for sucking at balancing League, but with 156 champions to choose from, even the smallest change can turn the game on its head. Akali has been a part of the broken champion rework cycle. There were moments where she was too good and so easy to play that she no longer rewarded strong mechanics. And then there were times where she was so underpowered that not even high-level players could make her work. And that's where we're at now. At the beginning of this year, Riot basically gave up on Akali. They nerfed her so much that she's unplayable.
It looks like the balance team is balancing around pro play and essentially killing the champion instead of figuring out a way that works for everyone. Very, very interesting, not lazy, great decision making. I got nothing.
And if things weren't bad enough, they decided to nerf her again in June. Since then, the unfortunate souls who call themselves Akali mains have once again been left waiting for the day when Riot gives her the buffs that she so desperately needs. Akali has been broken in the past and will likely be broken again. She was an old champion, reinvented and reworked to keep up with the modern age of League of Legends. When her numbers are strong, she's busted, and when her numbers are bad, she's unpickable. But the whole time, she was built for the best players in the game. Akali is meant to be the champion we aspire to, the character who we dream of one day being good enough to play. Whenever she breaks and she becomes too easy or too weak, she reminds us how delicate this 12-year-old game really is. But when she works, and the best players in the world pop off on her, she reminds us that sometimes Riot can get it right.
Thanks for watching. If you want more content like this, hit the sub button and ring that notification bell. For unique bite-sized videos you won't find anywhere else, hit up our Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook pages.